Okay, I got Adekola, you wanted to ask a question.
No more.
Okay. Sharon, I've not heard from you, so I'll just do a recap of yesterday for those who are not here. Somebody is not here. Okay. So yesterday, we talked about what HTML is and what it stands for. Delvin and Adekola, do you have VS Code on your laptop?
Ma, what do you say, Ma?
Ma, say it
Do you
again.
have VS Code on your laptop?
Do I have
VS Code, VS Code. Do you have it?
VS Code?
Check.
Mm,
I can't remember.
No.
you don't have it. That Delvin or Adekola talking, I don't know.
Adekola?
Adekola, Delvin, do you have VS Code on your laptop?
No.
So you need
I
to
don't
download
know.
VS Code because that's where you're going to be writing code.
How do I check?
So I'm going to drop the link to download VS Code
Okay, ma.
because that's very important. Hold on, let me drop the link so you download it. VS Code download. So hold on. So if you check the chat, yeah. So that's the link to download VS Code. You need to download it. Let me show you what it will look like. So if you're depending on what you're using, Windows or whatever, or iOS, but I'm guessing everybody else is using Windows. Let me share my screen so that you see what it looks like. Sharon, I've still not heard from you. So can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
What is it?
Hello?
I'm
Hello?
not saying anything.
Hello, Ma.
Can you see my screen? Hang on.
No, I can't see it.
I can see it, Ma.
I can't see it.
Okay, so who cannot see? Who cannot see? Who cannot
No, I
see?
can't. I was not able to see it.
What about now?
Me, ma. Delvin.
Delvin, okay. Delvin, you can see it. Can Adekola, can you see it?
Yes, Ma.
Okay. So Delvin, you still can't see it. Delvin, you guys
Yes,
have
ma.
to
I'm coming. I'm
respond.
trying to see it. I can't see
Okay.
it.
You should be seeing
I can't
Visual
see it.
Studio Code on. You can't see Visual Studio Code. Eh? Please respond. You can't see Visual
I'm
Studio
using
Code.
a phone. I'm
You are
using a
using a
phone.
phone. You can't use a phone in for this class. Even if
I'm
you're
using a phone.
even if you're using a phone, you should see it, but you can't use a phone for this class. So how are you going to download Visual Studio Code? All right, so you have to go out of the class
Okay,
and
ma. I
come
have a
back
laptop
again.
beside me. I'll
What did you
join in
say?
soon. I'll join in soon. I'll get my laptop now. I'll
Okay.
join in soon. I'll get
So
my
for the
laptop
sake
now.
of time, let's just go into what we have for class today. Just make sure that you download VS Code before on Monday. Okay, so let's not waste time. It's already 9:21. 20 minutes is gone. I will have a lot to say. Sharon, I've not heard from you. You can unmute or drop a message. All right. So, am I sharing my screen? Let me share my screen. Okay. So please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see HTML? What is HTML? Can you see HTML introduction? Please let me know. Please respond. I can't teach this class if you're not responding.
Yes, ma.
You can see HTML introduction, right? I don't know who even talked. Hello.
Ma.
Yeah, who's talking, please?
Adekola, ma.
So Adekola, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay. Delvin, can you see my screen? Delvin, can you see my screen? Okay, Delvin is not responding. No problem. Sharon, I've not heard from you. Adekola just left. Delvin just left. Sharon, can you unmute and talk? Sharon. Okay. Adekola, are you back?
Yes,
Adekola.
ma. Yes, ma.
All right. So you can still see my screen, right?
Yes, ma.
So when you download Visual Studio Code and you install it, it's going to look like this, right? So come back to this. I just want to understand what it's like. But let's go into what we have for today because we did all that yesterday. So what is HTML? HTML. Adekola, please mute. I can hear the TV. I can hear your TV. Thank you. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Okay. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay. Okay. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and that just means that it's the text part of the website. Let me put it that way so that you understand. You can see this is the website, right? This is HTML. All this thing you are seeing, all this write up you are seeing here is HTML. The colors, the design, how everything is looking is the CSS. So the text part is the HTML, the CSS is like the design. It's just like how do I explain it? HTML is like your body, and then you wear clothes to cover up your body and to style your body. Do you understand what that means? So when it comes to websites, I want you to see website as a website is like a book with different pages, right? It's like a book with different pages. The only difference is that when it comes to your page, you can just open page 20 or page 120, page 200, that sort of thing. But for websites, what you have are just this is a page, this is the HTML introduction page. The difference is that you cannot touch it, but you can follow, you can click to go to a different page. If I want to go to HTML elements, if I click here, it will take me to HTML elements. So it's loading now. You can see now we're in HTML. So this is a different page. That's just the difference. Okay, so let's go back to HTML introduction. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Nobody's responding.
No, ma.
All right. So HTML describes the structure of web, okay, because as we're going, you'll be learning about all those things. You have the header, you have the footer. Let me show you an example when you say HTML, just a very simple website, right? So this part of the website is called a navigation bar, all right?
You
You
too,
have
hon.
the body, and you have footer after. So you will learn about all these things and how HTML structures a page. Okay. The HTML also tells the browser how to display the content. So these are all things that we will learn about. So when it comes to writing HTML, you can see this thing here. Let me go here. So hopefully you can see. So let me zoom in. So this is what a typical HTML page looks like. This is what it looks like. If you're when you've gotten your VS Code, when you've downloaded your VS Code, I'll show you what to do. But for now, let's just stick to it. So this is what a HTML file looks like. You can see doc type. So everything when you are writing codes, right, you are going to be writing them inside the document in VS Code. Do you understand? So that's why you are seeing doc type here, which just means document type, and this is HTML. So you are trying to let both the browser and VS Code know that this is doc type. Let me show you how it look like on VS Code. Let me show you how it look like on VS Code. Let me open. I will show you how to create files on VS Code, but let's talk about elements. Yeah, I did it yesterday, but I'll do it again. Sorry. So you can see this is how it will look like on VS Code, right? So you see all this thing from this head down here, from this head up here, doesn't concern you. You don't really need it. Where you'll be writing your code is inside this body. You can see inside this body, right? That's where you're going to be writing your code. We'll come back to that. You understand it as you go. But this is the structure of what the page looks like. And then you can now start creating your web page inside the body. For instance, now you can see um this particular one that I'm showing. Now, this one that we're using here, this is an online code editor. All right, this one is an online code editor. So what that means is that as you are writing your code, you are seeing what you are writing, you are seeing how it's going to look like here. That's what it means. But for VS Code, it's a different process. VS Code is what programmers use. And so I want us to use VS Code because that's what you're using in the real world. But for the sake of learning, when it comes to your assignment and everything, you're using VS Code. But for the sake of learning, let's use this online editor. Okay. So now let's go and talk about the different um, elements. So this just explains what those things you are seeing, these things you are seeing here. Okay, you don't really need the explanation, so let's just skip that because it's hard for you to understand. We use right. If you look at this page right now in your school when you're writing notes in your book, your teacher will give you a heading and then she will give you a paragraph. Like I said, a website is like a book with different pages. So on this page you have the heading. You can see the big one is the heading. This is the heading. I'm trying to. It's not even doing. This is the heading. All right. This is the heading. This is the paragraph. And so, like we said earlier, it structures the page. This one is another heading. You can see that this heading is bigger than this heading. All right. So we'll talk about all of that. So these are called. We use the HTML element to write all these headings. We use HTML element to write all these headings. We use HTML element to write this text. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions? Any
No,
questions?
no, ma'am.
All right. Then. Sharon, I've not still heard from you. So let's go back. So what is an HTML element? An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. This is what let me use this right here. This is the HTML element. You can see this is the opening tag here, this one, H1. Then this is the closing tag. The difference is that you can see in the closing tag there is a slash sign here. Okay, there is a slash sign. So that basically tells browser that okay, this content here that you can see here, this thing in the middle, it ends here. All right. And so if you look at it now, this is the heading. You can see that the heading is B because this is how you write heading. H1 is the element you use to write the heading. All right. You can see that it's B. So you can see that it stops here. If I wanted it to continue, if I delete this, let's say I want it to continue, I'll add more. This is a sample, is a sample heading. All right. So I'll close it. The slash sign means that you're sorry, this is not the slash sign means that you are closing it. Okay. So now if I run this code, if I run it, you can see it's writing it here. This is the sample heading. If I close it in a different place, let's assume I go and close it here. Let's assume I close it here. If I run the code, you will see that this other one is not with it again. The heading stops where I close it. You can see I closed it at the end of heading. So this is it. Do you understand? Any questions? Any questions?
No. No, ma.
That's Osam Diame. All right, no problem. Osamu Diame and Sharon, I gave you guys an assignment yesterday. We'll still check it. Sharon has not still spoken. Okay. So that is what an HTML looks like. There is a tag here, and there is another tag. We call the first one the opening tag, and the second one the closing tag. So the HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. Okay. So let's first go and talk about different types of elements. All right. We'll talk about editors at the end. Let's talk about different types of elements that are available. Talk about it. So the first element we are going to talk about is the HTML heading. Sorry, the HTML heading. Headings are very important. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you guys see. So headings are very important. You can see if I scroll through this page, you can see different types of headings. This is one heading here. This is another heading here. All right. Sorry, that's another heading. This is another heading. Okay. So you can see that they are bigger, right? And this is how you write headings. The H1 tag is the heading tag. Okay. The H1 tag is the heading tag. And you can see that there are different sizes. This one here is bigger than this one here, right? So I will show you how that works. Let me show you how that works. So depend on how big you want your heading to be, right? That will determine the type of heading that you want. So you can see there's H1, there's H2, there's H3, there's H4, there's H5, there's H6. Okay, and you can see the ending tag here, the ending tag, the ending tag. Don't forget that there is an ending tag. You can see the structure. This is how you write it, right? You open a bracket, you write your H1, you close the bracket, then you write what you want to write in the heading. This H1 tag, they are not going to show in the browser. They are not going to show in the browser. Instead, this is how they are going to show, like this. Just like if you scroll through this page, you can't see the H1, you can't see the H2, but that is what they used to write all these things. But you can see that it's not showing. It will only show inside your code, it will show in your browser. So if you want a big, if you want a big heading, the H1 is the biggest heading you can see. Heading 1. The H2 is smaller than the H1. The H3 is smaller. So depending on how big you want it to. For instance, let's say because you guys are going to have projects and you're going to bring whatever website you want to use for your project. So let's assume that you have to write a big heading in one place. I'm sure when you write notice, your teacher will give you heading and subheading. That's exactly what is here. This big one is the big heading. The rest are like subheadings, subheadings, subheadings. And I'm sure that in school they taught you that you can only use one big heading for the title. When you're writing the big heading, that is the title, then every other thing is subheading. So the same thing in your web page, you can use H2 or H3 as your subheading. Do you guys understand? Let me stop here first and be sure that you understand. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Hello?
No, ma. No, ma.
Do you understand? Delvin, do you understand? Delvin, I'm talking here.
Yes,
Do you
ma.
understand? Okay, so what is the element to write a heading?
Yes, ma.
Okay, what's the element to write a heading?
Ma, what do you say?
What is the element for writing a heading?
HO1. I mean H1,
Not
H1.
H01. It's
H1.
exactly H1. So what did I say that all elements have? I said they have two things. I said they have opening tag and
That
closing
heading and
tag. Let me show you.
subheading.
No, that's not what I said. Yes, we have the heading, we have the main heading and we have the subheading. Which one did I say is the main heading? Which one did I say is the main heading? Hello, Osamu Diame, Sharon, are you not in this
H1.
class? Which one did I? Thank you very much. What did I also say that a heading an element has? It has an opening tag and a closing tag, right? Don't forget, it's very important. Opening tag
Yes, ma.
and closing tag. Yes. So what is the difference between the opening and the closing tag?
Hmm?
What's the difference between the
Ma.
opening tag and the closing tag? What is the difference between the opening tag and the closing
I
tag?
remember it. But the difference is
Let
that the
me
opening tax is that what you use to start it, while the closing tax is what you use to end it.
Okay, you are very correct. But what I was asking for is this slash sign. That's the difference. In the opening tag, you don't see this slash. Can you see my screen, Delvin? Can you see my
Yes,
screen?
ma.
Okay, so
Yes,
you can see
ma.
this slash line, right? You can see the slash, right?
Yes, ma.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the difference. The opening tag does not have that, but the closing tag has it. Okay. So like I said, the H1 is the main heading, then the rest are the subheading. So you have up to H6. There is no H7. It stops at H6. All right.
Okay,
Osamu
ma.
Diame, I've not heard from you. Adekola, I've not heard from you. Sharon, you are not talking. Adekola, Sharon, Osamu Diame, any question? Do you understand? You have to
Yeah,
talk so I know if I should explain myself again.
I understand, ma.
Okay, Delvin, thank you. Adekola, do you understand?
I understand, ma.
Okay. So what did I say? What did I say is the HTML element for a heading? Adekola, I'm talking to you because Delvin already knows. Adekola, what did I say is the HTML tag for a heading?
It, ma.
What did I say is the HTML tag for a heading?
H1, then write the heading,
Thank you
then
very much.
then
You
upload.
have been you were listening. Yes, you were listening. Okay, no problem. So remember that I also said that. Oh, sorry. Remember that I also said that every element has an opening tag. Every element has an opening tag and a closing tag. The difference between them is that the closing tag has a slash sign. You can see it here. This thing you are seeing here. I'm making this big so everybody can see it. This slash sign you are seeing here. Okay. So now let's move on to the next element. So that's how you write the heading. All right. So now let's move on to the next element, which is a paragraph. Okay. So now this is what a paragraph looks like. The paragraph are the small writings we are seeing. Now the element for a paragraph is key. You can see it's almost like the H1. The only difference is that this is not going to be big as the heading. See, this is paragraph, opening tag, this is the closing tag. And like I said, these tags are not going to show up in your browser. They're only going to show up in your code. Okay. Yes. So now this is what it will look like when you run it in your browser. This is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. So that's just basically paragraphs are only one because it's only one size. It's only when you want to write heading and subheading, you be having H1, H2, H3. But for paragraph, you only have one paragraph, which is this. Any questions? Any questions?
No, ma.
No, ma.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to another one. Sorry, I'm coming. Hold on. I want to check something. I want to know what I'm supposed to teach you guys today. Let me know where I'll end because of time. Have I run out of connection? Okay, no problem. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, ma.
Can you,
Yes, ma.
okay, okay. So let me for me. Just hold on, please. Let me be sure of what I'm supposed to take. Let me check it on my phone. Somebody's having difficulty joining the class. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, let's do this. Is not working here. So we talked about HTML. So another thing we want to talk about is links. So if you go to website very well, I'm sure you have seen. Let me see if I can find one anywhere. Let me see. Let me go to CodeZone website. CodeZone website. Or is it Zone? Or let me just show you guys this one. Can you guys see? Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, ma.
Hello?
Yes, ma.
Are you guys there?
Yes, ma. I can see the screen.
Yes, we're here.
Hello? Nobody's answering me. Can you guys hear me?
I can't
Okay, you
hear
guys
I
can
you,
hear
can
ma.
me.
see
Nobody
it.
was answering. Okay. So you can see, okay. So you can see this website, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
I can't
So
hear you, ma.
if you okay. So if you use website a lot, I'm sure you'd have seen things like this. When
My distraction, I can't hear you.
something like this, you know that it's leading. What about now? Can you guys hear me now? Off mic.
Yes, ma.
Can you guys hear me
Yes,
now
ma.
so I can
Okay,
continue?
I can
Okay, is it
hear
still
you.
cracking? Is it still cracking? Okay, so it's no longer cracking. No problem. So I was asking that if you go to website a lot, I'm sure that you will see something like this on the website that is always they will underline it. You know that if you click on it, it will go somewhere, right? Have you guys seen something like that on website? I'm trying to find one that has. Have you guys seen something like that?
No, ma.
Do you use websites at all?
Yes.
I use
So which
WhatsApp
website?
sometimes.
Okay. So you don't let me make it bigger. You don't see things like this on the website, something like this. That you know that if you click on it, it will take you to another page. I'm sure you have seen it before. How many people have seen something like
Yes,
that?
ma. Yes, me,
How many
ma.
people have seen it? Delvin, have you seen something like that before?
Yes, ma.
I can't hear you, ma.
Who cannot hear me, please?
I
Who
can hear
cannot
you.
hear? Yes, who cannot hear me? Who cannot hear me? You're not saying anything now. Delvin, you can hear me, right? Okay, so I'm
Yes,
going
ma.
to Delvin, you can hear me, right?
Ma,
Okay,
me, I
Adekola, can
Yes,
you
cannot
ma.
hear
hear
me?
you.
Who cannot hear me? Somebody, you cannot hear me.
I can hear you. But I can't hear you, ma.
So who cannot hear me? Who is saying I can't hear you? Who is that? Who is saying they cannot hear me? Nobody is saying anything. Okay, so I'll just assume everybody's hearing me
It's
now.
me.
So my
It's me.
question,
I call it cracking.
Adekola, you can't hear me, right? Is your network? Your network is even showing red here. Is your network? Okay. So
I
maybe go out of the. What did you say?
it's
What did you say,
cracking.
Adekola? It's your network. I can't even. It's your network. So what you want to do? Maybe change your position or log out of the class and come back in. Maybe your network will be better then, because there's nothing I can do. I can see your network here is saying red. Every other person can hear me. So maybe tell your parent, tell your mom or your dad to change your location because so that your network will be better. Okay. All right. So I was asking a question, Delvin and Osamudame. I said, have you gone to websites where you see something like this? That if you click on it, it will take you to another
Yes,
page.
ma.
Have you seen it on
Yes,
website?
ma.
You've seen it, right? Is that
Yes,
Delvin?
ma. Yes, yes, ma.
Delvin, you've seen it. Okay. Osamudame, have you seen something like this?
Yes.
Okay. Adekola, have you seen something like this? 16 class. Adekola, have you seen something like this in a website?
Which website?
Any website, if you go to any website, I don't know, do you use website? Do you visit website? What's your favorite website?
Well,
Eh?
ma,
Have you seen this? Do you use
ma,
website Adekola?
yes, ma.
Okay, so I'm asking that when you visit websites, do you see something that looks like this sometimes that if you click on it, it will take you to another place? Have you seen it before on website?
Yes, ma.
All right.
Yes, ma.
You can mute now. You can mute. So now this is called a link. This is called HTML link. And this is how it is written. Okay. So you already know that the tag for a a heading is H2 or H1. This here is H2. You can see the heading here, HTML link. You can see this paragraph here. Now the elements for creating a link like that is called the A element. This is it. Let me start with this first. Let me do this first. Hold on. So it's called the A element. It's just like you're writing. It's just like you're writing the H element and the P element. The A element is also like that. There is a difference. Sorry, hold on. Hold on. I want to check the curriculum. Yeah, I want to check your curriculum. Okay, yeah, you are right. Okay. So I'm going to teach links, images, and lists. All right. So as I was saying, this is how you create a link. Okay. The only difference is that because it's a link, it is going somewhere. It is linking to another web page. Let's assume that. Let me show you an example. Like this right here. Okay. Now this is kind of like a this is a link here, right? Forget about the styling, it just has plenty styling. If I click on it, if I click on it, it will take me somewhere. You see, it takes me to this page. Alright? It takes me to this page. If I click on this one, if I click here, it will take me to another page. So now because it is linking somewhere, you have to put the page to which it is linking to. There, let me explain what I mean. All right. So let's assume we want to say this is a link to Facebook. This is a link to Facebook, right? If I save it like that and I run it like this, it's just saying this is a link. But if I click on it, nothing is happening because I've not linked it anywhere. So if I want to link it that when I click on it to link me to Facebook, what I will do is that I will use an attribute. This is called an attribute. The attribute is called href. It is called an attribute. All right. Sorry, excuse me. Oh my god. So use an attribute like that. It is called a here. A it is called href. So now this now tells the browser that okay, oh, this thing is going somewhere. It is linking to somewhere. All right. Now you now also have to put where you want to link. So you put equal to what's the name of this sign? This apostrophe. Okay, this quotation. Can you see this sign? This quotation sign. It's very important that you write it like this. You first write attribute href. Do you guys understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll still talk about attributes later, right? But I just want you to know that there's going to be a H. You can see what they wrote here. The link destination is specified in the href attribute. Attributes are used to provide additional information to the HTML elements. Okay, because you have to tell them where is this link going to. All right. So where our own is going to is Facebook. So I'll say http. Okay, let's just say www.facebook.com or what does anybody have a favorite website? Please put the link to your favorite website in the chat. Let me do it for you guys. Put the link to your favorite website in the chat box. I'm waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for you guys. The call has gone. Delvin or somebody I may just put any website you know, just put the link there. I'm waiting, know. Nobody is putting anything on. Google, okay. Somebody I may said Google. Delvin, where which one are you giving us? Google.com, okay. Delvin, I'm waiting for you. Adekola, I'm waiting for you. Put any website that you know or that is your favorite, put it in the chat. Okay, for the sake of time, let me just use Mr. Mudiame's phone. All right. So don't worry, just pay attention here. Your assignment, you do it in your assignment. So we're going to Google, right? So you put this quotation mark here. Also, please. So you put this quotation mark here, and then you go to www.google.com, right? And then you also put the closing quotation mark. You can see you put one here and you put one at the end. It's very important that you put it, otherwise it will not go. Okay. So now we have put it and we're saying this is a link to, all right, this is a link to this is a link to Google. Alright. So now let's see it when I run it. You see, this is a link to Google. If I click on it, where does it take me to? Oh, let me see. See, it's not going. Hold on. HTTPS. Let me see if it will go this time. Okay, I've forgotten that this is an okay, let's go and use the now we have to use the VS code because that's an online editor. Alright. So let's assume that we have a H1 here. So this is how you're going to be writing to your VS code. Take note. Let me make it bigger. Let me zoom. Hold on. I'm trying to zoom it to make it bigger. What's the zoom part now? Sorry, hold on. No. I want to make sure that it's big enough for you guys to see. Hold on. There has to be a place for zoom. Can't seem to find where to zoom. Okay, so I can't. There's nothing I can do right now. It's not zooming. No, it's not zooming. Just hold on, because I want you people to see it very well. Forgotten how to zoom it. Control, control shift. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm coming. Mm, yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. Oh, sorry. Aha. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it now. Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is, we talked about heading, we talked about paragraph. This is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. Okay. So now we're talking about links. How to do a link. So we're doing Google A. This is a link to Google. Alright. So let me go and show you how it looks like on the browser. So it's loading. Hold on, it's loading. I'll show you guys how to do all this today before the class ends. You can see still saying starting. So we have to wait for it so that you see it. I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, showing. Alright, so this is it. Sorry. So now this is a link to Google. But you can see it's not looking like a link, right? So now we have to make it look like a link. So I said that we have to put the href attribute there. Alright. This is the href attribute. So that tells the browser that okay, it is going somewhere. So where is it going to? Equal to, you can see these two quotation marks are here. www.google.com. Alright. So if I come here, let's go and check it on the browser. You see now it's looking like a link. So if I click on it like this, it's not going. Wait, let me check why it's not going. HTTP. Let me see if it go like this. Or if there's a problem. You see now it has taken it to Google. So what was the problem before? The problem was that I only wrote www dot. So if you only write www dot, it will not go. You have to write the full URL, the full website link. If I go to google.com on my laptop here, right? Let's say I go to google.com here. I do www dot, sorry, no. Okay, let's use Google first. www.google.com. If I go like this is it. But if I want to get um the full URL, when I say URL means um the website link. Okay, www.google.com is a URL. www.facebook.com is a URL. www.youtube.com is a URL. But you can't just write w. If I click on this and say okay, this is the full URL here. If I see this HTTPS, you have to put it there because that is the full URL. The browser does not recognize only www. It has to be like this full one. So if I copy it like this and I go and put it in and I go and put it here where www.google is, right? And I save it. If I come back, let's go back, right? If I click on it, it will go now. You see? to take me to Google. You can see this is Google. If I only put www dot, if I don't put the HTTPS, it will not go. Let's go and try it again. Let's go and try it again. So you see, it will not go. It's the same thing. Let's assume you want to take it to Facebook to YouTube. Let's say, okay, this is a YouTube link, www.youtube. And say this is this link to YouTube. All right. If I save it and I come here and I say, okay, let's go to see this is a link to YouTube. If I click on it, it won't take me anywhere except I go and copy the full URL for YouTube, www.youtube.com. All right. So now this is taking me to YouTube. You can see the full. So all I need to do is copy it from here. Copy it from here. Go back to your browser. Go back to your VS Code and then put it. So now let's go and try it again. So if I click on it now, you see it will take me to www.youtube.com. Do you guys understand? Do
Yes,
you guys
ma.
understand?
Yes,
Any
ma.
question?
Yes, ma.
Okay, that's Delvin and Osamu Diame. Adekola, do you understand? Becca Del
But ma, I have a
Solutions.com. Okay,
question.
I see that. Please ask your question.
Ma, why come before you why come after you are written your youtube.com and you see it as the link, it might not work.
Yes. Yes, because you have to put like that's what I was trying to explain. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, okay. I don't know where this is. Hold on, sorry. Okay, finally. Ah, sorry. I have to get this in order. Yeah, I think we're fine. So the reason why it will not work, that's what I was trying to explain to you. The reason why let me close this place. The reason why it will not work is because we're only putting let me we're only putting www.youtube.com. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Alright. No, this is too much. We're only putting www.youtube.com. Ordinarily, if you are just going to put it in your browser, if I go to my browser, if you go to your browser and you say you go to your browser and you say www.youtube.com, www.youtube.com, it will go like this on your browser, right? But VS Code does not only VS Code needs you to write it. You can see if you check up here, you can see that this is the full URL. This is the full one. You need to add this one that is at the back. You need to add it because that's the only one that the VS Code knows. The VS Code does not start at www. The only reason why you are starting at www is because you are a user. Do you understand? But the VS Code is not a user. The VS Code is actually a doer. Let me put it that way for lack of a better word. So you need the full URL. You need the full website address. The full website address is usually starts with HTTPS. But because as users, if we are typing HTTPS, it will become tiring. So they have configured the browser to just go with www.youtube.com. But if you want to link on VS Code, you have to put the full browser like this. So if I copy it like this now, if I copy this full one and I go to VS Code and I put it, yes, it will go. So I'm trying to figure out how to explain to you why it's like that. Let's just say it's a rule when you're writing code. It's like a rule. You know what rules mean? Like when you go to school, it's a rule that you have to wear school uniform. It's a rule that you have to wear white socks. It's a rule that you have to cut your hair or cut your fingernails. They are rules. They may not tell you why, they'll just say that's the rule. So this is the rule for VS Code. You have to write it like this. So for any website if you want to get the URL, you might forget this HTTPS, you might forget it, but if you want to get any website full URL. It's very easy. I see that you kept one here, Delvin. Deca, I don't know what it is. Decadelsolutions.com. If you want to get the full URL, it's very easy. Just come here, click on it. When you click on it, you see the full URL will come out. All right, and then you put it here. Does that answer your question, Delvin?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So before we go further, Delvin, do you have VS Code on your phone, on your laptop? Do you have it?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Okay, so this is something you can download now. Okay, so your assignment, Delvin, you're going to have to download VS Code, and when you download it, when you download it and install it, it's going to look like this. Sorry, hold on. Let me show you how it's going to look like.
Oh, good man.
When you download it, it's going to look like Delvin, are you following? Because Osami Dame was here
Yes.
yesterday, so we already did all this one. Are you following me, Delvin? Hello, Delvin. Delvin.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
You're
Yes, ma.
following. All right, fine. So when you download VS Code, it's going to look like this, right? This is how it's going to look like. So do you know how to open a file on your laptop, Delvin? I thought of something yesterday. Adekola, are you back? Hold on, Delvin, because I have to speak to you and Adekola at the same time. Adekola, 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 are you there? I don't want to repeat it again. That's why Adekola, are you there? Because Osamu Jame was in class yesterday, so we did all of that. I want to do it for you and Delvin. Osamu Jame, did you do your assignment?
Yes.
Okay, so let me explain to Delvin and Adekola first, and then we'll now come to your assignment. Then I will teach you the last element for today.
Okay.
Adekola, are you there?
Ma, please tell us our assignment, then you will now later explain.
What did you say?
Ma, can
What
you
did you
please
say, Delvin?
tell us our assignment?
I'll tell you your
Can you
assignment.
please
Just
tell
hold
us
on.
our assignment?
Why
Can
are
you
you
hear
fainting?
me?
Yes, ma, we can hear you. Director, we can hear you, ma.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma.
Are you guys doing an assignment or something?
Ma?
Hello?
Not yet. Not yet, ma.
Director, are you there?
What do
Hello,
you
ma.
say?
No, it's director I'm talking to. Hello, ma. Hello, ma. Look at network. Adekola, are you back? Adekola, if you are talking, please unmute. We can't hear you. I want to show you and delve in something. You're not in class yesterday. So it's very important that you unmute. Adekola. Okay, director has gone. Okay. Okay, Adekola is not responding. So Delvin, let's continue. Delvin, you are there, right? Delvin.
Yes, ma.
Okay, so let's continue. So I said that when you
Yes, ma'am.
download
Yes.
your VS Code, all right. When you download your VS Code, you won't see this. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Delvin, can you see my screen? Delvin.
Yes, ma.
Okay. So you won't see this part.
Yes, ma, I can
You
see
won't
your
see this part.
screen.
All right. You won't see this part, but you will definitely see this. This is what your own will look like. This part will not be there, but this is what it will look like when you have downloaded VS Code, right? It will look like this.